My name is Luke Parker. I'm 22 from South Africa. My mission is to help people see that everyone has a purpose in this crazy life, and to also help people realize that you are not alone in this life. As crazy as it sounds, everyone has a story to tell. Some more positive than others, but that's the beauty of it. My story had a big impact on who I am today. I was this 19-year-old diagnosed with something called Fanconi anemia. Fanconi anemia is a rare and inherited blood disorder that affects the way DNA is copied and repaired. Fanconi anemia causes the bone marrow to produce fewer and abnormal blood cells. This causes anemia, frequent infections, excessive bleeding, skeletal abnormalities, and increased risk of cancer. 1 in 160,000 individuals are diagnosed with Fanconi anemia, and if being diagnosed wasn't rare enough, only 10% are diagnosed when they are adults, which makes me fall under this category. Now, I'm not here to tell you how rare my circumstances were, but rather how lucky I was to have survived and to be able to tell you about my mission. You see, the average lifespan of a Fanconi anemia patient is between 20 to 30 years old. About 80% of Fanconi anemia patients live up to 18 years or longer. Lucky for me, my parents always said that there was always someone looking out for me. My doctor informed me that I would have to do a bone marrow transplant. What did this mean to me? I was this healthy young man that had been dealt this bad hand, and I didn't know how to react to it. I somehow thought this was my superpower. I didn't act on what I was told, I acted on how I felt. Which was supported and loved. The support I had by my family and friends was definitely more helpful than they will ever know. Even more so, I got my motivation from hearing about other people in my ward and their stories. What I realized in hospital was no matter how big your problem may seem, there are other people with bigger problems. Problems that are not solvable. Everyone told me not to downgrade what I went through, but I say I went through a tough time to come back to tell my story in remembrance of those who didn't live to tell theirs. Why are these words so important to me? Well, you see, the months that I was in hospital, my brother Devin came to visit me, but I wasn't allowed in my room as my immune system was very low and I wasn't allowed a lot of contact, as it would potentially give me an infection and I could die. The one day I was doing chemotherapy, he came with this camping chair to sit outside the window of my room and to show me he had shaved his hair off of me. But what struck me the most was the words that he wrote on this paper as he pressed it onto my window. The paper read, "You are not alone. My mission is to spread these words." These words stuck with me for my whole time being in hospital because it was the perfect line of words that described my feeling while I was in hospital. The words stuck with me so much that even after 3 years, I still think it has a bigger meaning. So what is this meaning I talk about? This means I want to give people the sense that they are not alone in life. I know that sometimes the things that we go through have to be done by ourselves, but it doesn't mean we can't be supported in different ways. Being given this opportunity to tell your story allows you not to only have a voice and inspire, but to also to connect with those with similar stories. These people can provide you with unique and impactful support and in cases much needed perspective on the tough times we encounter. I'm starting this podcast to give a voice to people about their experience through life, whether you went through a traumatic event or even a rough patch through your life. The reason why I feel that there's such an immense need for this podcast is because with your experience, you may just help someone going through a similar experience. That to me is such a beautiful concept. Because with your experience comes wisdom, and with your wisdom, you may just help someone hear something they needed to hear. Remember, no matter what you're going through, you matter. And there are people out there who care and want to listen. Together, let's create a community where everyone feels connected and supported, knowing that they are not alone in this journey called life.